Really interested to see how this all turns out. I want to see if I can't pull up my... Ah. I wonder if this saves. That would be... Oh, let's do this. Okay. I'm really interested to see if this saves, because this is like the 8th time I recorded it, and I was like, well, you might as well go live and force yourself just to do whatever you think is best. But I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to talk about a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to try to do it in a way where I can actually pull up the information. So let's go on ahead and actually do that. Let me pull this up. Statistics, sales per month. And we're gonna pull it up. Actually, we're gonna pull up. You know what? And we're gonna go all the way back to as far back as it'll let us go. Okay, cool. I doubt anybody's gonna actually click on this, but let's see what you video editor guys can do too. Okay, get a sip of water. Video editor guys, I'm doing this live. Don't have any idea if anybody's gonna even watch it or comment on it, but we're gonna have a real fun time regardless. But we'll try to give you some proper scenes. So today, let's just talk about the Utah real estate market in general. Let's go over median sold value, days on market, houses sold, listings entered, all that stuff. I'm on live right now, so if somebody asks some questions, cool. If they don't, I don't really care. I'm doing it in this format specifically for this reason right here, so that I can put all the information on the page and show you what I'm looking at, so that you're not just thinking I'm some guy blabbering and making up stuff. So my name's Peyton Clancy Fairbanks, and let's talk about it. All right, first things first, median sold value for Utah, the state. And I'm not talking about Utah State, the school. I'm talking about the state of Utah. Median sold value year over year is down 3%. It's up 8% year to date, so that would be January all the way to July, and then it's down 2%, and that would be month over month. The reason I pulled up the internet machine was because these are the stats that I'm looking at right here. And so what this is showing you, we're going all the way down. On July of 2023, median sold value is $490,000, which is down from $499,000 1 month earlier. And then specifically 1 year earlier, so if we look at July of 2022, it's down from $507,000. So year over year, your median sold value went from $507,000 1 year ago to $490,000 now. This median sold value isn't necessarily always the best way to look at home values, but I think it's a really easy, really simple indicator and a really interesting way to look at it. You know what else I'm going to do real quick though? So there's another specific sales per month that I found super interesting, and that was specifically Salt Lake County. And I'll show you here just in a second why. View results. Okay, so if we go back to our stats page, the red is meaning that home values went down. The green is meaning that home values went up. So it's showing that year to date, home values are up that 8%, so that's why it's green. One of the strangest, weirdest things that's happening on here that I did not expect was Salt Lake County has gained 1% in value year over year. There's no other county that did it. Cache County almost did it, but it still hasn't gained any value. Salt Lake County gained value year over year. And it gained 8% in value year to date, and it gained 3% value month over month. What does that actually look like? Well, let's go take a look. So, July of 2023, home median sold value is $530,000 in the county of Salt Lake. showing that it was up from $516,000 one month earlier. But more specifically, this is what I'm so interested about. In July of 2022, is $525,000. So median sold value increased by $5,000 from last year to this year, and that's not common at all. You got to remember, interest rates are up like 4%, or like probably about 4 or 5% at this point. The Fed's just increased interest rates by another 25 basis points, so you can kind of expect mortgage interest rates to go a little bit higher. But the market, especially in Salt Lake County, is holding like really solid. And so I just wanted you to take a look. I wanted you to gander at that and understand it, and understand in general, even your Davis and your Weber counties are only down about 2% year over year. You can just tell right there that they haven't had quite the fluctuation that Salt Lake County did. Like 1, 8, 3, where this one's only 2, 4, and then down 4% month over month. Showing that down to 4% though is a huge indicator that demand is starting to go down a little bit. So originally I was going to go on days on market, but let's go from here, and now let's go to listings entered, because this is another really important indicator. Everybody's spending a lot of time right now being like, oh, the market's going to crash, we're all dead, there's nothing we can do about it. The problem with that thought process is that in Utah, year over year, the amount of listings entered from July of 2022 to July of 2023 is down 26%. And so year to date, I put this here kind of for funsies. That's saying that listings entered are up 33% compared to January of 2023 to July of 2023. But this is an important one. This is a really important one. This is saying that in June of 2023, the amount of listings entered went down 14% compared to the next month of July of 2023. This supply is still keeping going down. What this shows more than anything else is that we just don't have any idea what's actually going on. And the market's still moving in the way that a stream would and just blasting its own path. Now, it's a lot better than what it was. You got to remember, there was one point this year over year was down. It would have been down like 16%, which is a lot. Home values lost 16% at one moment in time. And whenever anybody's asking me, oh, Peyton, when was the absolute best time to buy? If you're looking from the whole Utah statistic, that would have been in January of 2023, when median sold value was down all the way to $455,000. So that's your 16%. And I hope this makes more sense to you being able to see it on a computer screen, because it's just a really interesting stat. But next, let's go to days on market. So I treated it as if your -6 is saying that it's taking 6 days longer compared to a year ago. 27 is saying that red ones are saying that it's 27 days less to sell a house. So year to date, keep in mind, it makes perfect sense that year to date, homes in January would take a lot longer to sell than they would in July. So I wouldn't look at that with any really intricate focus. But I would notice that even year over or month over month, you're still seeing that it's taking 3 days longer to sell homes, or 3 days. Oh, sorry, I got that mixed up. 3 days less time to sell homes than 1 month ago. So you were still seeing demand grow slightly. I mean, we're not talking a lot. In Utah County, it's up half a day. Salt Lake County, it's up 2 days. But this is saying that, well, let's go look at it. Days on market. So we're saying that we went from 21 days to 24 days. So I think I might have got that mixed up. I think I did it backwards. Let's go look at it real quick. 21. It's taking 3 days longer to sell homes than what it would. So the green, I did it backwards. The green is saying that it's taking more time to sell a house. The red is saying that it's taking less time to sell a house. So it's kind of it's a little bit backwards, but this is saying that month over month, it's about 3 days long, or 3 days shorter to sell a house. But year over year, it's about 6 days longer to sell a house. I know that's super backwards. Let's just break it down into a really, really simple way. It's about 24 days on market to sell a home right now. Should be about 60. You really want it up to like 6 months if you want a balanced market. So still a super heavily favored listing seller's market. But, what do you do? Doesn't matter. Okay, going back to the stats page. So we've talked about listings entered, we've talked about median sold value, and we've talked about days on market. If anybody ever wants a copy of the sheet, just let me know. Let's go to houses sold next, because this is going to be your indicator on what your demand really is. And this is saying that year over year for the state of Utah, the amount of homes sold is about 14% less. So July of 2022 compared to July of 2023, about 14% less homes sold. What that actually looks like is you go from 2,883 this year, and that's coming from 3,305 last year. So you can see less homes are selling, meaning demand is down. But as we go to houses sold year to date, this is compared to January. Once again, this number should be high. I just put it there because it's a simple equation. We're up about 44% compared to January of this year, which makes sense. It's the summer. But month over month, you can see that demand decreased about 16%, or about 16% less homes sold. I'd have to go back and look at the historical relevancy of if that actually makes sense, or if that makes sense over time. If June is always typically hotter than July, quite possibly could be. But regardless, month over month, demand decreased about 16%. Month over month, supply decreased about 14%. And, okay, if you got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going. I got my little chat box here, so if you got anything. The next thing I really want to take a look at. Oh, I got Natalia calling me. Let me just message her back. Okay. I want to go here, statistics, daily snapshot. This is also just always a really great place to kind of go. You can see that active listings are actually down about 11%, going from 9,499 last year to 8,366. This is super interesting to see. I don't know which way this will actually end up going, because I'm hoping that listings go all the way up to 10 or 12,000 right now. We need more listings. We need more listings on the market. But the problem is we don't just need more listings on the market. We also need more people putting listings up. What does that mean? What do we do? I don't know. Kind of a hard question. But, okay. So I think that gives you a good general overview of kind of what the market looks like. Let me know if you got any questions. Send me anything you got. Other than that, thanks for watching. Subscribe below. Set up a meeting with